In this lecture, we are discussing about how Britishers conquered India, part by part obviously, but with reference to governors, governor generals and viceroy of India. So this is second lecture for this. In first lecture, we discussed till Warren Hastings, that 1773 to 1785. Now we are discussing about next governor. Actually in that lecture we discussed about General McFarlane. He was just for temporary base 1785 to 1786. Now after that the important person was there. His name was Lord Cornwallis. He started, as we discussed in earlier lecture, he started civil services in India. Then we are saying that he prepared law, that police stations were established, like that part we discussed. Then onwards we discuss about Sir John Shore. He was ruling for 5 years, that is 1793 to 1798. But not much of the remarkable things happened during his rule. Now next important Governor General, his name is Lord Wellesley. He is the important person. So if you are saying the foundation, really foundation, actually say British power developed in India step by step. I can't say that only one person is remarkable. They were having policies and they were governing according to that policies. But in that policies also, the remarkable policies, we are saying about Robert Clive, because he laid down foundation of British Empire, as we say. But practically, various other people, they are also involved in that. But here, after Robert Clive, the Lord Wellesley is really important person, who we can say that whatever the foundation was given by Robert Clive, that foundation was converted into almost entire skeleton of building that is carried out by Lord Wellesley. He was governor of Bengal. Now his first period of ruling, that was there from 1798 to 1805. You can check out again the remarkable thing that in 1803 Maratha power came to end. Not 100%, but we can say it was kept on ventilator, like that. So that 1803 war, that is important. Totally, if you are saying about Lord Wellesley, then the remarkable achievement, the first achievement, he defeated Tipu Sultan and killed him. Now, the second Anglo-Maratha war, which was a really high-class piece of diplomacy by Britishers, that was played during Lord Wellesley's rule. Then, the thing is that he started out a policy. That policy we are going to emphasize little bit more here. That is called as subsidiary alliance scheme. I am going to explain little bit about this subsidiary alliance scheme. Basically, if you trace out the root of this type of scheme, they are there in some sort of insecure nature or insecurity feeling to Indian rulers. They were not having self-confidence and they were checked out continuously by some outsider forces initially. For example, the Turk invaders, later on Mughals and all that. And so kings were accepting some protection, usually from emperor. Now when Maratha rule developed, or it was in stage of developing, at that time important policy was laid down by Maratha chief, that is collection of Sar Deshmukhi, that is 1/10 of revenue from the rulers, those who are not part of their empire. outside part of their empire. In return of that, they were promised that we will not attack on your territories and we will not plunder your territories. Apart from that, if any third party is going to attack you, we will provide you protection. Okay, so this was somewhat basic part here. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj started this type of policy to give this type of protection to nearby territories people. Then onwards, Peshwa emphasized this only and started getting lot of income from other territories. Even Maratha rose out like a superpower for a while, and at that time, even Mughal emperor started getting protection from Maratha power at that time, and that is the cause that Abdali versus Maratha war was there. We are saying this is Battle of Panipat. So all these things happened because of to establish supremacy. Now here, Britishers studied out this all and they made some sort of similar policy but more fruitful policy. I am going to explain that. That is called as subsidiary alliance plan. First thing, Britishers showed us their powerful nature, how their army is well trained. Actually, this is also not discovery from Britishers' side. French people first discovered this way, that Indian troops can be trained like European troops. And then we can use them as a powerful machinery in the war. Similar policy was established by Britishers now, and they started giving very good training to Indian soldiers. Obviously, soldiers, they were going to get very good performance, but the way they were teaching, that was not that good as we believe. Anyway, but they were paying very high salary at that time. It was around 7 rupees per month for a soldier. So it is paid army. As we discuss about Alauddin Khilji, as we discuss about initial Maratha rule, Britishers also insisted paid army. That means, say, whether there is job or attack, we have to make war or not, you will get a fixed income. Now, in that paid army, they started giving training and all that. And the trained army was there to show the power here. Say, for example, Karnataka War. In Carnatic War, initially Britishers were defeated, but they were defeated against French. And in last war, they make success. French were defeated. So this is the establishment as British army is superior. Then at Battle of Plassey, Britishers got success. In spite they were having very less army, somewhere around 700 soldiers. Whereas Siraj-ud-Dawla was having more than 50,000 army. And then also Robert Clive played diplomatic war. And Siraj-ud-Dawla was betrayed by his own own general. And therefore Siraj-ud-Dawla lost out the battle and then he was beheaded. This is the proof that Britishers are more superior in war technique than Indians. And then the Battle of Buxar, where three major power in North India, one was Mughal Emperor, second one was Nawab of Awadh, named as Shujā-ud-Dawla, and Mir Jafar, the Nawab of Bengal, ex-Nawab of Bengal. All of these were defeated at a time that is called as Battle of Buxar. And this way, Britishers advertised their army. And then they asked the weaker kings to accept this subsidiary alliance plan. This is particularly given by Lord Wellesley. What is the idea? Britishers will provide you army. So, you will get complete protection from invaders. They will not sack out your territory anytime as they want. So you will get complete protection. That is the first important clause in case of this. The second, for that purpose, you have to pay us. But how you are going to pay us? So for that purpose, you have to give territory in hands of Britishers. Britishers will collect revenue from that territory. It is not that you have to pay in terms of cash. That responsibility you have to give in hands of Britishers. Britishers will collect revenue from a particular territory allotted to them, and then they will maintain army. That means the ruler was not supposed to pay directly, but pay in form of territory. That means his collection will decrease automatically this way. But that he will not able to keep an army then. Why? Because he is already, suppose he is earning X amount as a revenue. Out of that, Y is taken by Britishers. So what income is there with that ruler? That is X minus Y. Only that much. And then how he can spend again some amount over army. So he was not capable of maintaining more army. So automatically he reduced his army. The soldiers which were not on job now, they were given job by Britishers. And this way Britishers got army which was loyal to Britishers but paid by Indian. So this is the biggest achievement we can say, that Lord Wellesley's this plan, how intelligently this plan was there. Again, the clause was there that this army will be used for defense purpose only, not for attack. And what is the guarantee that you are going to defend and not attack? For that purpose, our resident must be there in court. He will observe all status, whatever going on in court, that will be observed by him. And then he will give report. Then only we can say that yes, this is the way of attack. Somebody is attacking you and we are going to defend. And for that purpose, British resident will be there in court. Now this is something installing spyware in your mobile phone. That a resident will be there in your court. He will guide king. If disputable matter is there, then he will guide that king. And the most important thing, that whatever going on in your court, apart from war, then that is also everything noted by British resident. But Indian king started accepting this subsidiary alliance plan. And because of that, Britishers got territories in India to rule directly over them. They started collecting revenue from that. They started gathering army. So army was gathered in India at cost of India, but that army was loyal to Britishers. And the most important thing, Indian rulers getting weaker, and then they were controlled easily by Britishers, because one king accepted this, then neighbor automatically accepted this. And initially smaller kingdoms accepted this subsidiary alliance plan. But in latter phase, Nizam from Hyderabad, he was a big ruler. Actually, Nizam, we are saying Nizam, actually he is called as Nizam ul Mulk. If you are aware that Mughal emperor was there, at that time, Mughal emperor was appointing somebody as a governor of different areas. They were called as Subedar. So Aurangzeb was appointed as Subedar of Deccan by Shah Jahan. Latter phase, Aurangzeb became emperor and he appointed somebody as Subedar of Deccan. But in latter phase or latter life of Aurangzeb, especially for last 27 years of his life, he entered in Deccan. He stayed in Maharashtra and defeated Adil Shahi kingdom as well as Qutub Shahi kingdom. A new territory was conquered and he appointed officer named as Nizam ul Mulk. After Aurangzeb died out, Mughal emperor appointed this person Nizam ul Mulk to control over the territory. But henceforth, after that of Aurangzeb, Mughal power or Mughal emperor getting weaker and weaker. And therefore, Nizam ul Mulk, no doubt he was governor appointed by Mughal emperor, was started behaving like independent king. Sometime he was obedient to Mughal emperor, sometime no. And then he was controlled by Britishers and he accepted subsidiary alliance scheme in 1798. Then onwards, Mysore Then Tanjavur. Tanjavur was ruled by Maratha at that time, so that was also accepted. Then Awadh, 1801. And then in 1803, there was war, that is Anglo-Maratha War. Actually, this war, we say that lost out by Maratha in 1803, but practically the Peshwa means Prime Minister, accepted this plan in 1802 by the Treaty of Bassein. Actually, it is Vasai. British strongly called it as Bassein. So the Treaty of Bassein was there, and then Bajirao Peshwa II was installed by Britishers as a Peshwa of Maratha Empire, and he accepted subsidiary alliance plan. Followed by that, there was war at Nagpur, and Bhosle from Nagpur, they also accepted this subsidiary alliance plan. Then Shinde or Sindhia from Gwalior, they also accepted this plan, and this way Lord Wellesley was able to control vast Maratha empire by subsidiary alliance plan. But in 1803, they were having control over Delhi as well as Agra, because Maratha power was not remain powerful now. They accepted all this subsidiary alliance plan. Peshwa was installed, and then Mughal Sultanate became just a dummy or like a puppet. And then Britishers conquered Delhi, Agra, these important cities, and that's why you will come to know that Delhi was not capital of India during British rule. They developed their capital city as Calcutta in initial stage. Today Kolkata, those days Calcutta. Now, after this is the all achievement, we can say, that is about Lord Wellesley's rule. So, remarkable viceroy, we can say Lord Wellesley.